Would you rather cross paths with a random man or a random bear on a hike?
A bear.
Man.
A man.
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 Bear.
Man.
Definitely a man.
Yeah.
Why do you
man.
pick bear? Why do you pick bear? Why don't you pick man?
I know how to escape a bear.
You
Yes. I went to
You-
church camp. We learned about how to escape a bear.
tell us the steps
Not when he goes
for
into
escaping a
mode.
bear.
Grizzly bear or what?
You
There's
have
the
to,
brown bear or
like,
the
Tell us,
black
show
bear,
us.
Get
right?
big and
There's different.
huge.
Yeah, show us.
Yeah, but you have
Yell
to
at
act differently
them.
for
Yeah,
different
demonstrate.
bears.
And then you have to
For which
walk
bear though? You're gonna die if you get the wrong bear.
backwards because they can't see diagonal direction.
Okay, so you feel more
Coach
confident with the bear, basically.
Yeah, because you don't know what a man's gonna do.
Facts.
A man could kill me. I can't just
could essay, yeah.
run away from a man.
Okay. All right, and why do you pick bear?
I just watch a lot of true crime. I know a lot of statistics about stuff like that. I'm seeing a man in the woods. I'm already thinking I'm getting got. Just
Well, I
automatically.
mean, most
Not on a
men
hike or
don't
anything.
commit this crime. That's what
Yeah.
most men. So if you were betting,
in the woods.
yeah, most.
If
well,
I see a man or bear, I
Well,
would
it's-
rather
you're on
see
a
a bear. I would rather see a bear personally because if I'm seeing a man out there, my first thought is I'm gonna get got.
Stop the cap.
I'm not. No, I'm so serious. You know that you walk by 32 serial killers in your life? Like that shit's scary.
If you run into a bear,
How do you know?
I
will be
would rather. I would if
Where's
I'm
that
in.
one
If
from?
we're talking about the scenario in the woods, I would rather run into a bear. That's just
okay,
my
so
reasoning.
You guys, does it come down to this? Like the man could essay you? Is that kind of the thing?
It's just like if I'm in the woods and I see an unknown man, like obviously like that's just weird. Like for me, my guard would be up. Not that I wouldn't be up with a bear, but I'm saying if there's something I'd rather see a bear.
How many times have you crossed paths with an unknown male and something
Say
happened?
that.
A lot.
I'm sure you've gone hiking, walking, and you've crossed paths many times. Have you been raped or what?
None of your business.
Well, there's a reason why you're avoiding them in
Well,
the
I don't
woods.
think that's avoiding them. I feel like there's nothing wrong with wanting to not run into a man in the woods.
But if you can't avoid the bear,
But I feel like there's nothing wrong with me. Like I'm not judging your fact that you chose a man. Just saying. Like I chose the bear because I would rather run into a bear than see a strange man in the woods. IMO.
Okay. Just a couple things on this. So my analysis is, I think women greatly underestimate the risk profile of an encounter with a random bear and greatly overestimate the risk profile of an encounter with a random man. If you guys had to say though, like, what percentage of men do you think would be inclined to either harm you or essay you?
It's probably a low percentage statistically, but we obviously are products of our own environment and experiences. And maybe the women who shared that they would rather run into a bear have had bad experiences with men in the past that make them inclined to have that answer.
Sure. I want to we're not going to linger too long on the bear thing, but I do want to propose the following. So, from your perspective, do you think it's okay for women to have, I guess, this view or hesitancy towards men because of either statistics that might be out there, whether true or false, or their own experiences with men?
Of course, I think it's a protective measure.
Right.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think in an ideal world that wouldn't exist, but that's just a reality.
Okay. And do you think that the average bear is more or less, or the same, I guess, more or less dangerous than the average man?
I would probably say more dangerous.
Men more dangerous or
No,
the bear?
the bear. I
More
would
dangerous.
rather see a man on a hike
I
than a
see.
bear.
Okay. So here's, I guess, my issue with it is the rhetoric surrounding the whole picking the bear thing. It does seem a little bigoted, a little sexist.
Okay.
And here's why. If we were to change the hypothetical and we were to change it to, would you rather come across a black person or a bear?
Okay.
I think it would be racist
To not say
to pick the bear over a black person. So then I think it would logically follow that it must be sexist to pick bear over man.
Why would you think that it's racist to pick a bear over a black person?
Why would I think it's racist?
Yeah, why would you think that's racist? Unless your reason is race. Why would that be racist? Like
Because
that's like my thought process.
You don't think it would be racist? Like a white person's like, I would definitely pick a bear over a
Not
black
initially.
person?
Not
Really?
initially, unless they said
Really?
their reason was race. Like that wouldn't be my initial
Well,
thought.
You're
is
saying
that,
that the reason might be gender as opposed to
yeah,
race.
the reason might just be I don't want to run into a random person. Like you specifying they're black might not necessarily mean that they don't want to run into them. Like I don't think unless they say, oh, I want to run into a bear because I don't want to run into a black person because I don't like black people. That's completely different
Well,
than like
sure.
I'd rather run into a bear than a black
I'll use
person.
the same standard that you use. The standard would be because of negative experiences that I've had or because of statistics that are either true or false, that's the reason for the pick. That's the same standard. That's the same standard that you use for men.
Yes, I
So
said,
would use
I
the
said
same-
statistics. I never said because of my own experiences.
Sure.
I
Okay,
just wanna make that
but you
clear.
do realize other racial groups could point to certain statistics and say there's a discrepancy in criminality between the races.
Yes, and honestly, for me, I feel like that's your prerogative because it's a hypothetical question, and if that's your
Okay.
answer, then that's your answer.
But
I can't really
I would
change
say
it.
it would
Well,
be
I'm
racist.
not saying it's specifically your answer, but I'm saying that like for me, it's like that's your prerogative. I may not agree with it or I may not like it, but there's really nothing I can do about it because it's your opinion.
Okay,
and
but-
the least I can do is respect it.
Well, sure. I guess you can accept that it's my opinion, but would you make a determination that my opinion happens to be racist?
Not unless you gave me other reasons to think that you're racist.
Well, if it's the case that let's say not necessarily me, but a person in the scenario, they're white and they specifically don't choose the black person, they choose the bear because they say that, well, I've had 1, 2, or 3 negative experiences with a black person because of that, or, they cite crime statistics. I don't want to encounter a black person because of that. I would say that that's racist.
You really would?
I agree with. I
I think it's racist
I
because
don't think it's-
I mean, that is kind of the definition of racism
Right.
is judging an individual or a group of individual on the entire or the actions of like a percentage, oftentimes a small percentage of said group.
Yeah,
So for
I
example,
understand
the
that.
majority of black people are not criminals.
Right.
There happens to be some statistics that indicate that when it comes to racial crime statistics,
Right.
that black people are overrepresented as it relates to certain crimes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't then say all black people are criminals or I'm scared of black people because
Yeah,
of
yeah,
X.
yeah.
I think that would be racist.
Yeah, that makes sense. I understand that. I think
You
that
have something on this?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I think I've run into bear on multiple occasions. I grew up in Pennsylvania in the woods. Like we had bear all the time. We had bears at my house. We had bears at camp. Like I'm not scared of a bear. There are tons of different people. A bear is just a bear. It's an animal. Like it will attack you if you
Okay.
threaten it.
Yeah.
But a person, you don't know if they have a weapon on them. You don't know what type of person they are. You don't know if they're a crackhead in the woods. You don't know who they are or what type of person they are. They could be very unwell. They could be a criminal. They could be a serial killer. You don't know what you're encountering in that situation. But with a bear, you know what you're encountering. You're in the woods. You're in wildlife. It's more normal to encounter a bear. You would expect a bear. You would expect deer. You would expect rabbits. You would expect fox, a wolf.
You're on
Like,
a hike. The question is, you're on a hike. Men and women go on hikes all the time, so it's not weird to run into a man when you're on a hike.
It's said in the woods.
No. Would you rather cross paths with a random man or a random bear on a hike?
Okay, what you said was woods, though. That's what you've been saying. That's what we've been
Well,
saying.
from the questionnaire, what's written on the questionnaire doesn't say woods. It could be in the woods on a hike.
I still think a bear.
But is this in response to the introducing the racial component to the conversation?
Yeah, because you don't know who
Well, I'll
that
pose it to
person
you then.
is.
Would you rather encounter a bear or a black person?
A bear in general. It doesn't matter
Okay.
who the
I mean,
person
I think that's
is.
kind of a racist position to hold, but I would way rather run into, whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, a black person than a bear.
Is that what you just said? You'd rather never.
No,
know.
she picks the bear, even
Oh,
if
I
it's just
see.
black person.
Oh,
Because
I
I
switched it.
expect-
Even if
Yeah.
it could be it might be a black woman too.
Yeah.
She still picks the bear.
Yeah.
I expect a bear in the woods. And I've encountered bear and never had an issue encountering a bear in
How
the
many
woods.
bears have you encountered?
I've
But a real
encountered
encounter.
5 in one day.
Okay, you walk past hundreds of men in a day and nothing happens.
Yeah.
That is not true. In our area, we have so many things happen with men every day in my neighborhood. Like, it's not safe.
Wait, you spend $20,000 a year, but you live in a dangerous neighborhood?
LA is dangerous.
There's parts of LA which are relatively safe.
I worked at Century City Mall and somebody like it's not safe.
Hold on.
Suicide is that's wasn't
Okay,
safe for
all right,
them.
I don't know.
Like
didn't impose harm
it
on somebody
doesn't-
else.
it-
I just don't know why, if you're making, like you say
Yeah.
you want a guy who makes $400,000 a year, why would you like slum it when you're making that much money? Like, why would you live? You say you live a luxury lifestyle.
Yeah,
Why
I
are you
do.
living in, you said you live in a dangerous part of LA. I guess, is all of LA dangerous?
All of LA
I
is
see.
dangerous.
I
Yeah.
see you.
Yeah.
Really? Like Pacific
Street is-
Palisades is dangerous?
Santa Monica.
Fucking
Not
Malibu?
really.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
LA,
you
when
stay-
By
we're
the way,
talking
I don't know
Palisades-
LA neighborhoods.
When
I
we're
have
talking
no
like
idea about
actual
LA neighborhoods.
downtown LA, like I live in a luxury apartment. It's about $3,000 a month, but just being in the heart of LA, there's like fentanyl, homeless people like 2 blocks down. That's kind of just a reality of that
If
city.
you're, okay, but if you're walking down, I get that.
I will
I'm
not walk down the street. I will not even cross the street in my neighborhood because it's so dangerous.
Where do you, are you comfortable sharing what neighborhood you're in? You don't have to.
We're in Mid City on the border of Culver. It's supposed to be a very nice area.
Is it? I don't know.
It's better than downtown. It's better than
Obviously not that nice of an area.
but that's how it is in LA. Like, there's shootings all the time. Like, if you are on the Citizen app, you don't know where these things are happening
Like
unless
gang
you like.
shootings? Like, I don't know. You're,
Yes.
Like a blonde
We had
woman doesn't
FBI
seem
in
like
front
the
of our
typical
Yeah, we had
target for,
FBI
like, a
in
gang
front of our place.
shooting,
The
you know?
SWAT team at
Yeah.
our
Like, I don't think
place,
you're a
like-
high priority
evacuated
target
before.
for a shoot. I mean, it could happen, but I don't know if you're like high priority. There's a lot of gang crime in LA.
Like, there's a lot of
Are you in a
drive-by
gang? Is that what
no,
it is?
No. There's a lot of drive-by shootings in our area.
Where- wait, what's the typical, like, what do they say? Like, where are you from? Is that what they say? Is that where are you from?
Yeah.
Not where are you from? Where are you
Yeah,
from?
where are you
I don't know,
from?
whatever.
Where you stay?
Who you roll with? G?
Okay, white boy, don't hurt him. Don't hurt him, white chocolate.
Gangster. Okay. All right. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. How about this? Would you rather leave your baby with a woman or a bear?